This is by far one of my favorite marketing strategies, and I actually learned the core of this from a marketer named Ezra Firestone, super smart guy, and we took it and used it to help build an 8-figure supplement company. And so what I'm gonna show you is the blind release formula. So what is a blind release? I feel like I need a bigger marker here. That's not a B, that's a R. Release. So what this is exactly what it sounds like. It's a blind release. So essentially what you're doing is you're not telling anybody what the actual product is, you're only hinting at it, and then you're releasing the product. So this works fantastic for any kind of supplement, nootropic, if you got a food brand or any kind of e-commerce in that vicinity, this is perfect for that because you already have an audience built up, you already have a lot of hype around a product. Now you use the idea of like mystery and what's behind the veil here, what's there, and giving them little hints at what it actually is. So what it consists of is technically 2 weeks of just hinting. So you're just gonna hint using all of your communications, your email, your SMS, your social, ads, only go to warm and hot, don't mess around with cold for this. You're just gonna hint at, hey, we got this new product release, it's this concept, this is this flavor, it's got this ingredient, whatever it might be, right? Whatever that new thing is. Then on the day of launching, you're gonna launch the product and you're gonna send them through a specific sales funnel for that product because you built a lot of hype around the product. And so you want to make sure that you capitalize on that hype on that day. Then after that day is up, I usually run this 3 to 7 days. Excuse me. You're just gonna be promoting after this point, this launch, this product, this funnel that you've built. And so you're gonna need email, you're gonna need SMS, you're gonna need social posts, you're gonna need to be running ads. I would stick to just warm and hot ads. Stay away from cold, doesn't really convert as well because you don't have an audience that really knows you and you're doing a lot of hinting, a lot of mystery involved. And so a cold audience, since they don't know you, it's just like, whatever, I don't know what that is. So you wanna stick to your warm and hot, and you wanna have a sales funnel set up, whether you're on Shopify, ClickFunnels, Checkout Champ Connected, whatever it might be. You wanna have something that takes people through the buyer's journey where they buy that one product, and then you take them through a series of upsells and downsells for that same product and cross-sell products that they might not have purchased before. CS stands for cross-sell. So you want to have these kind of things in place, but let's talk more about what this actually is and how this actually worked in the real world. So when I was looking for my eraser, it's in my back pocket. When I was at the supplement company, we did a lot of different kind of flavored products. And one of the flavored products that we did was a collagen powder, and we did pumpkin spice because around October, September timeframe, everybody does a pumpkin spice flavored something, right? And so we hinted that we were coming out with a new flavor of something. We didn't say exactly what it was. We didn't say it was pumpkin spice, but if the audience member is wise, they can probably assume with all of the orange coloring and the pumpkin-y language and the fall colors and all of that, that it's probably gonna be pumpkin spice something, and so you can build the hype around the season, right? So that's what I would suggest to you, is if you're releasing a new product or a new flavor or it has a new ingredient or whatever it might be, utilize that one thing. And then another thing on top of that, if it's seasonal, like it's only around for a certain amount of time, use that urgency, use that scarcity, saying that it's only around for this time period, or we only have a limited supply. Like you can see on this one here, we had limited edition. It was only around for that season, and it was only had a certain amount of inventory that we could sell, right? So a few key things when it comes to building this that I'll go over, just to dive into the details of like what really helped, was actually building a vision board. And the reason for this, it's actually worked for a lot more events than just a blind release, but doing a vision board and then also having, I don't know what it is off the top of my head right now, but kind of like your color, let's call it a color scale. I don't remember what we actually called it. The actual color scale that kind of tells you like, hey, we're gonna be using our oranges and then our blues, and then we're gonna be using some black as well. And so that kind of sets you up, the vision board and the color scale, to set you up for really painting the picture for the audience member when they're going through that 2 weeks of just hinting, right? And so during those 2 weeks, you're utilizing this and, you're utilizing that key aspect. So if it's a flavor, right, like pumpkin spice, so you're gonna utilize that key item, so in this case it's pumpkin spice, as part of your marketing language. So you'll be utilizing these three things: your vision board, your color scale, and then that one key thing, whether it's an ingredient, flavor, whatever it might be. That key aspect that's different, right? And you never say what the product actually is. So during those 2 weeks, all you're gonna be talking about in your emails, in your SMS, in your social posts, in your ads. You see my handwriting getting worse the faster I move here. All you're gonna be talking about in this 2-week window through these things is, hey, there's something new. Some new, there we go. You're gonna be using the colors. So we'll put little things there and say colors. You're gonna be using imagery from that vision board, right? So if it's fall, you're gonna be using a lot of like maybe fall leaves, pumpkins, things of that nature. So you're gonna be using that imagery that we came up with on the vision board. Hope I spelled that right. Imagery, and then you're gonna be using that key item, that key thing. So whatever that key thing is. So in this case, we're talking about pumpkin. So some of the descriptive language that you could use is something along the lines of, hey, it's the fall season, like, hey, this is if you're a pumpkin lover, etc., you're gonna love this. And use that kind of language to just set them up. And don't try to like hold too much information. Be very open about what the thing is. Use the colors, use the imagery, use the pumpkin. They're gonna know the answer, right? But nobody actually knows the answer until they see it. So you kind of want them to guess what it is. If it's pumpkin spice, you know, it shouldn't be too hard, right? But it's blind, so they don't know for sure. They might be 99% sure, but they don't have that last 1%. And that's what you want. Because you want the people to know somewhat what it is, because then they get really hype about it if they like the thing. And if they don't, then you just cancel those people out, right? Because they're not gonna be interested in the thing. And now you're speaking to the audience that you only want to speak to. So they like this imagery, they like the colors, they realize, oh, it's a pumpkin spice something, I want it. And then you're gonna have a certain demographic that's not gonna want it. But you only wanna talk to those people, right? Because those are the people that are gonna purchase, and purchase a lot of it. So during those 2 weeks, you're talking about emails, SMS, all of that good stuff, and you're just promoting register. You're not actually selling the product just yet. You just want them, I'm gonna use a different color because I'm getting tired of red. You just want them to register and sign up for the big release, right? When they register, they're just dropping in their information, their email, whatever it might be, and you want them to get some things, right? You want them to feel like, oh wow, this new thing's being released. I'm gonna be like the first to get it. So you wanna say 24 hours early access to the new release, right? Because you wanna reward them for actually putting in their information. You can do other things here like guides. We often do recipe guides, wellness guides, things of that nature. So any kind of like guide, PDF, something that is low cost can be perceived as high value. So we'll just say low cost, high value, LC, HV. Low cost, perceived, high value, I guess we could say. And then that could be really it. You know, you could really stack the value of registering here, but you don't need to be doing too much because the aspect of the blind release, the curiosity involved should be enough to get the consumer to register, put in their email, and then drop on a Banky page where you deliver the guide or whatever that might be there. Let's say deliver guide, and then deliver, you know, the date and time that they will see or be able to purchase, right? Deliver date to purchase. There's other things you can do on this page, and I won't get too technical here in this video, but you can often like try and get them to add the actual event to their calendar, because oftentimes people use Google or Outlook Calendar. So you want them to add it to their calendar. You could have another thing here. Hey, get an SMS notification. Try and build your text message list. Get notified by text message, and you could often use the language of, hey, oftentimes you'll check your text messages before your email, so we suggest people sign up for SMS so you really don't miss it. We have a limited supply, so you really don't want to miss out. We expect it to be gone in X amount of hours or X amount of days, whatever it might be. Be truthful there. Don't try and fudge it. So anyways, register to thank you page. That's what's going on for those first 2 weeks. You're just using that descriptive language and things like that. You're designing the registration page based off of that imagery, based off of that colors, based off of that key ingredient or flavor. And then you're just sending them to a thank you page where they can get the free stuff that that you talked about, and then see the dates of things when they're going to be released. So after that has taken place, you've gone 2 weeks, you built what's deemed as an early bird list. So you've got your, let's go EB list here. Let's say you collected 15,000 people on that early bird list, and now it's time for the launch. So you've been talking about this thing, right? You haven't said exactly what it is. You've hinted towards it. People on the other side have a really good idea of what it is. And these are those people. Those are the people that you want to talk to immediately. That's what's going to get you a 6-figure day, depending on the size of your business. But that's what's going to give you the big day in general, right? So on that launch day, you only want to talk to those people. So these 15,000 people, I suggest 3 emails, 1 text message, bunch of social posts. Don't run any ads this day. On this day, you'll have an email in the AM, then an email in the PM, and then an email in the late PM. So you hit these people up first thing in the morning and say, hey, it's released. You release actually what it is. Hey, this is collagen, pumpkin spice, whatever it might be. And then they go purchase, they go through your sales funnel like I mentioned, they go to the sales page, they read about it, they're like, oh my gosh, this is the product I know and love. I knew it was this. You'll see them jumping into comments and stuff saying, I knew it. And then they'll be really hyped about it, and they'll go purchase, and they'll get the upsells and downsells because it's a limited edition, and they need to capitalize on the quantity now because they know there won't be more until next year or maybe ever. And so they'll go purchase. Then you have your email in the PM around, I usually shoot for 12 p.m., 2 p.m. Around this time frame, because your early AM inbox gets drowned with everybody else's email. So oftentimes people miss this one, they capitalize on this one. And then you have an email in the late PM for the laggards, right? So these are the people that they saw this one, they're like, I'll get it later. They saw this one, they're like, whatever, I'll get it later. It's all good. Drop my marker cap. And then these people are like, oh, okay, I better get it now because they're about to open the floodgates to everybody else, and I might miss my opportunity to get it. So these are your procrastinators right here that you want to hit. Then you've got your SMS. So this SMS, I usually send it more early PM or late AM. So the first email goes out. So this one can range between 9 AM, and I usually do local time, to, I wouldn't go later than 11 AM. Because you still want them to get that early, right? Because you got the emails going out. That should catch a lot of people, but more people are checking their phones. Your social posts, your ads aren't running this day. Your social posts should be going out all times of the day. And you do 3 to 5 social posts that day. Now, the reason why I said no ads this day is because this day should be your gravy day. You don't want to spend any money on this day. Use this day to bring in the warm audience that you just spent money on and built here. Now, the next day, your next 3 to 7 days. Gosh, this marker is a beast. 3 to 7 days. Promo. This is when you start doing some ads. Now you got your ads rolling. And these should be your warm and hot audience still. These should be all the people that engaged with your ads before. These should be all the people that have purchased the similar product. So if they've purchased a different flavor in the past, or they've engaged with this similar promo. Those should be the people you're talking to. Then your email, I could get real granular with this to keep it really simple for you. I do 2 on the first full day. So we had early bird day, this is the first full day. I do 2 emails on that first day, and then it's usually 1 every day or every other day, depending on how your list responds to that. And then on the last day, I do 3 emails. So this is, we'll do FD for first day, and then I'll do 3 emails on the last day. And if I can spell right here, emails, LD. So the reason I do this is because I want to really drive home the urgency and the scarcity that, hey, inventory is either low if it's not sold out by now, or hey, this is going away. Like at the end of this 7 days, you won't be able to get this product anymore. So I really want to drive that home in 3 emails on that last day. And everything in between, I'm usually doing 1 email a day, 1 text message, whatever it might be. Same thing goes for this when it comes to SMS. I'll do 1 SMS here. We'll just go 1 SMS. And then I'll usually do 2 on the last day. That's gonna be your morning and your late PM text messages. Same with social posts. You're posting all throughout. You're really blasting social during this time. During this last 3 to 7 days, this is where things get crazy depending on your audience. So actually, let me not erase this. Use a different color. Now, say you get a day in or you launch early bird. Now you need to readjust everything. If you're almost sold out of inventory is what I'm meaning. Now you really need to readjust everything because you're not going to need all this extra stuff, right? So I'd probably dial down ads a little bit if I see inventory really going down. I'd rather hold that cost. I'd rather get rid of that expense if I can. And then I'd really just focus on hitting that warm audience during that time frame to really get rid of that last bit of inventory. So it might not run 3 to 7 days. You might be done in 24 hours, 48 hours, depending on how much inventory you order. And if that does seem like it's the case, cut your ads. There's no point in spending that money there when you have a list of people that you can continue to utilize. Of this 15,000 people, not everybody's gonna purchase, but they all registered, so they wanted it. So just talk to these people. Then if you got a list of another 100,000 people, talk to those people. It's gonna cost you less to talk to these people than it is to run ads and get that CPA. Your cost per acquisition is gonna be a lot lower doing that. So I'd suggest going towards your emails, your SMS, just straight social posts, things of that nature. That's the blind release in a nutshell. It is extremely powerful, extremely fun, and it's good to do around any kind of seasonal launches, seasonal releases, coming up with a new flavor, whatever it might be. It works especially well for any kind of supplement, nootropic, food, anything in that nature where you have a new ingredient in your supplement, maybe a new flavor, a new formula, something that you could really build hype around without actually saying what it is, but using imagery and colors and language to actually describe what it is.